Hey friends, thanks for coming back by to visit with me. I greatly appreciate you. I've just been kind of goofing off a little bit today. Nothing really exciting going on, but I did want to show you a project that I did. I was laughing about it, so I thought, what the heck, I'll get on and I'll show everybody. But before I do, a couple weeks ago, I stopped by a flea market in my area. Now, I have to tell you, most of the time, it's got a lot of stuff that I'm not really interested in. But I still like walking through, and I'll put Sissy in my little pouch that I carry her in. It's kind of like a cross-the-body little purse, but it's in a little doggy bag. And I'll put her in there, and she loves it. She sits there, and everybody oohs and ahs over her. So it's fun to go places like that where she's getting out a little bit, and I can maybe find something. You never know. Well, this time I did pretty well. I got some lace doilies. Now, I have laundered them all, and I also have pressed them. But there's a pretty good little assortment of these. I think there was like 8 of these, and I think they're adorable. They're not really all that big, maybe 6 inches. Then I also found these. These are a little bit bigger. And I don't know, I just thought they were really unusual. I did have to dig for these, however. She had a big pile on the table, just kind of thrown. And then these, I'd have to say, are napkins. Now, there's only 5 of these, but I was thinking that perhaps, I could get my seam ripper out and take off the edging. I'm not sure. I'm going to hold on to these and see if I can come up with something really good. So, anyhow, let me show you what I've been doing. I've been telling you about the retreat that I'm going to in August. Well, I've been helping Terry with a few things, and when I have projects, events or whatever to work on, I like to keep everything about that event or project separate. I like to make a folder, it doesn't matter even if it's a big gallon Ziploc bag to stuff things in. I'd like to keep it separate. So one of the things that, like I'm making signs. We did a little questionnaire, kind of get to know everybody before you get there kind of thing. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, I thought, okay, well, I'll make a folder. Well, yeah, I have manila folders, and I could have easily decorated them. But do you remember a couple of weeks ago, I showed you the fabric samples that I got, and also in that bag were all of these paint sample cards, okay? Not very exciting, it is what they are. And then there were some larger ones, and this is what they were like. But it's a pretty good cardboard. But now this surface has been painted on this side. All right. But I thought, well, what do I do with them? So I said, let me take some of those and make a folder. Then I remembered that I had this old book of castles. Now, it doesn't have the best pictures in it necessarily. The book is from like 1978, so it's really not that old. But, I got it to make tags and, flip cards and stuff just to tear up for collage. But I got it out and thought, well, since I'm going to a retreat and it's kind of in northern Alabama, the pictures looks like the retreat sits up a little bit higher, overlooking Lake Guntersville. So that's where I got the idea of a castle. Kind of like we'll be up in our castle. All of us princesses. Anyway, so I took 2 of those cards that I just showed you with the paint on them, and I glued on each side a page from the castle book. Now, I will have to say, I thought that the cards and the book were bigger than 8.5 by 11. They're not. They are right at 8.5 by 11. So as far as me making pockets is concerned, sticking those pages down in there, it's not going to work. Because, you're going to have to adhere the pocket to the edge of the book. So that's going to take away space. So an 8.5 by 11 is not going to go down in there. So I said, okay, what can I do? So I took, and let me reach over here real quick and get them. Sorry. Not quite prepared, I guess. I got some of the Tim Holtz stencils the other day. And, you know, they come on cards like this. So I never throw these away. I always try to find something to do with them. So this time I just made some little corner pockets. Nothing fancy, but at least I can put some things down in there to hold in place. Now I don't mind just taking the pages that I've done, 8.5 by 11. I don't mind taking them and just laying them in there and closing this folder up. That's fine with me. It still holds things together. It still serves its purpose, so it's fine. But if I wanted to use the pockets, I can also do that. So this is nothing, like I said, elaborate. But this cost me technically, I guess if you really figured it out, maybe a couple of pennies for the washi tape that I put down the side. I mean, I technically had the book. I think I might have paid $1 for the book when I got it with all those pages. So I used 4 pages from the book. Then these little corners really cost me nothing because I had bought the stencils. I didn't buy these. And then I did put some packing tape down both sides of this folder before I added the pages to it, and then the washi tape. So really, as far as I'm concerned, I have nothing in this, and it is going to serve a purpose. And what's neat about it then is everything that I put in it, then when we finish, I can just file it away. It's not like, oh, that's my favorite folder, I don't want to do that. I can scribble on this. You know, I can still do stuff on here that it won't matter then if I file it away. But I did want to show you one of the things. I'm making a little kit. For years and years, I have done projects with foil tape. You know, the kind of tape that you wrap around ductwork in your basement or I guess under your house, your air conditioning or whatever. So years and years ago, Tim Holtz was on the Carol Duvall show. Do you remember that? And he did this really cool project with foil tape and some die cutouts under the tape and some alcohol ink. Well, I have held on to this. I don't know if there's a date on here. Yes, there is. 2006 is when I printed this out. And probably when I printed it out, it was already maybe a couple years old, I would say. I don't know. But anyhow, I have kept this, so I'm making a little kit to show that little technique to everyone at the retreat. Not necessarily to do a class, but I'm giving them this page, this information. It's 3 pages. So this is just something that I wanted to have on my own. I don't need a kit for myself, but I do want to have the page. So anyway, think about it. Think about stuff that you have at your house and that you can turn into something. You could make a whole little selection of these. Again, doesn't cost you much. You can use up some scraps like this washi tape. I very seldom ever use this tape, but it gives it a splash of color. I did ink around the edges. That was about it. Nothing else fancy. So anyway, like I said, just kind of playing today, goofing off, not really working on any certain project. Watched a few Netflix videos and taking it easy. So thanks for coming by. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you all down the road. Catch you later. Bye.